8:15 till the hour. I'm going to start the giveaway probably right on the hour. We'll see if we get a couple of more people to jump in, but this is more trial run for me, trying to iron out a lot of kinks. I'm definitely not a Streamlabs expert, but I learn by pushing buttons, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So, beating this thing up. Pretty much everything's working actually on my interface other than our commands for the chat, but we'll get that sorted out too. And then if you jump in my chat room when I'm doing my broadcast, or even if I'm just broadcasting, a live analysis or a live stream like this, you can just jump into the chat room and get your points. And that's kind of what I'm looking to do, just make a little hang, chill area. There's a couple of them on Twitch already, but no one has interactive price analysis on Bitcoin, so that's what I'm gonna try to offer, as well as a gateway to kind of new users, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, along with playing video games, which that comes naturally to me. So we'll do all kinds of interactive stuff. I'm gonna show some very basic trend analysis theory. We'll talk markets, both macro and micro, because if you're getting into crypto, especially if you're new, right, it's just overwhelming. I mean, most of the new people come on during the big rushes, right? And it's just absolute bedlam. And if you try to figure out, how to buy crypto or currency or Bitcoin or whatever it is that you're looking to, grab a little piece of or invest in the middle of a bull run like we had in 2017, first part of 2018. I know what it felt like for me, and I just can't even imagine what that's like. So that's what we're going to try to do here. We're going to try to bridge the gap, right, between people that have a ton of experience and already have 10, 12 years of experience in crypto and Bitcoin, and then everybody else, because that's where I'm going to add value. I've got 20 years of markets experience, lots of training, tech support, you name it. I've pretty much done it in the support arena, and I've supported traders for many years. So it only makes sense that I would support individuals, right, that want to become sovereign, that want to learn more about this without getting their heads ripped off. Because let's face it, like, if you've been around the block, you know what that feels like too. So if I can help somebody from losing money rather than make somebody rich, that would make me feel really good. So that's going to be kind of one of my focuses, not necessarily. Well, here's the other thing too, so you do trend analysis and people are like, oh, well, you don't have a price on there. Well, I'm not doing price targets on this show, and that's something we're going to talk about. Most people don't understand really what the basics of trend analysis is. Trend analysis is a tool, right? And analysts look at trends. Right now, Bitcoin is in a trend. There's a couple of trends. And if you're a trader, right, you're looking to do a specific kind of trade in a trend. But traders come up with plans, and every plan has what they want to happen and then what could happen. And if you don't understand, the basics of creating a trading plan, you really have no business, messing with currency pairs for sure, like altcoins and stuff. And that's just my honest opinion. A lot of people, though, will want to buy, a coin or hear something good about a certain thing or get a tip. It's almost like, like a hot stock tip or whatever. Well, crypto markets are nothing like stocks, so you can just throw that out the window right now. There's no such thing as diversification in crypto. There's Bitcoin and then there's everything else. Until there's another, reason to say otherwise, that's just the way it is. And, if people want to come on here and argue with me about the value of altcoins and Bitcoin's old and crusty and this and that, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, when I'm on a live show like this, I find that really doesn't happen, because I can't hide. You guys will know right away if I don't know what I'm talking about. It challenges me, and then it challenges people to be interactive, and that's what I want. I want some interaction with people. I want them to get something out of this. I want them to learn and maybe develop some theories for themselves, or maybe learn something about trend analysis that they didn't know before. So the updates themselves, I'm gonna do this like a Mad Money show where I put 5 minutes on the clock and I go through like a Bitcoin segment in 5 minutes, and it'll just be like quick updates so that I can throw them out to my followers, almost like a news channel. But it's gonna be obviously unbiased trend analysis. I'm not even manually trading right now. I'm 100% robot trading. All the robots are making all the decisions and the trades for me. Information about my robot trading setup is on my Twitch page, which is very easy, right? You can go out there and look at it if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't. You know, I'm taking a very different approach to a lot of things now, and I'm the first to admit that I never really thought about creating a brand for myself or sovereignty or all the other things that go along with cryptocurrency that sound really cool. But recently, it just makes a lot of sense, right? To share the things that I am passionate about. And instead of throwing a chart on Twitter, and beating my skull against the wall trying to get people to look at it when they don't know who I am, that just doesn't make any sense anymore. If I can broadcast, I can do this on a regular basis, at least once a week, right? We'll do the Sunday night close, and I'll definitely do at least one more show during the week, and updates as needed. But that just makes a lot more sense. And on top of that, streaming Twitch and getting involved in some of these independent video games has just been a blast, and I'm having a lot of fun all of a sudden, in cryptocurrency again, and I just my batteries are like recharged. So this is the next step for me to jump out of my comfort zone, to get out there in the world. I'm just meeting people all over the place, and they've just been super supportive, and I just kind of overwhelmed actually right now with how awesome this is. But again, if I don't add value or provide a service to anybody, there's really not going to do any good. So at the end of the day, I want people to get something out of this. I don't want people to just stare at charts or someone else doing trend analysis and not really understand what that is, or not have a perspective on their own, right? Because trading Bitcoin is one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my entire life, and I've traded pretty much every asset on the planet. And trading things on BitMEX, especially if you've never done it, it's almost like a video game inside of itself. And I have a lot of respect for a lot of crypto traders in the world, but I'll tell you right now, there's only a handful of them on crypto Twitter that are actually trading and profitable. And that's kind of the scary part. You got people with a lot of clout that have been on Twitter for a long time, sharing charts and flat out getting people wrecked. And I'm the first to admit that I followed a few of those accounts for a while and made some really terrible decisions along the way too. Not necessarily based on, their trend analysis or what they were doing, but just not devising a good plan. And I think when we simplify things, it just makes it a lot easier. It really doesn't have to be that complicated. Now, if you're not interested in trading and you're, not interested in any of that, and you're just looking to pick up a little bit of Bitcoin and hold on to it, good for you. At this point, in this day and age, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want at least a tiny bit of exposure to it. We can go through all kinds of, amazing things that I like to show people, and I plan on doing small segments. We'll kind of plan them out maybe once a week on specific kind of trend analysis. A lot of people can put a lot of fancy indicators on a chart, right, and make it look really nice, but at the end of the day, right, it's the price action that really determines what's going to happen. And I like looking at naked price action without a lot of indicators on it because of that robot trading element, to be perfectly honest. And anytime through these broadcasts, especially you guys that are jumping on now, which I really appreciate, and all my new followers, thank you very much. And please, if you're interested in forgotten artifacts or any of the other stuff on my page, please let me know. I'm into all kinds of cool stuff that I just haven't been sharing with anybody. So it's time to get out there in the world and That's what I'm doing. Everything I'm going to use too is free. So I don't have subscriptions on any of these accounts. I'm not paying for any of these services. Literally everything that I'm going to do on these shows is accessible to anyone. And I know that even some of the people, that I know that in my circles, that are familiar with cryptocurrency still have a lot of questions about a lot of things. And it's all new, right? Anyone who tells you that you're late to the party in cryptocurrency, I'll argue that. I'll take the other side on that one because I don't think that could be further from the truth, to be honest. But I do think what's happening in these markets is, cryptocurrency is not going to be on its own for very much longer, right? So you got a lot of people that view crypto as a very narrow-minded, put the blinders on, it's just Bitcoin and crypto. Well, it's not that way anymore, you know. You can see just the symbols that I'm looking at. I watch the yuan, I watch the Dow, I watch the European markets. I'm watching bonds right now. We have negative interest rates. If you don't know what that stuff is, and at least some basic, macroeconomics, it's not going to be a great year, a couple years if you're just making trades based on, you know, charts that people have out there. If we can talk about trading plans and risk, um, I think that's what I see commonly, that people just don't know. And they're taking positions on certain things, on a run, kind of with some expectations, but risk has a lot to do with it. Your allocation of capital towards a certain position. Um, the best traders aren't, hitting home runs, right? They're going in at the right time. They're patient, right? They come up with an if plan. And an if plan is, okay, if this happens, I'll do this. But if that happens, I'll do that. And I can't, I can't sum that up enough, right? All the successful traders do that. I can't hammer that home enough. And they also come in and, take their positions at the right times. So some of my focus, and my wheelhouse as far as trend analysis goes, is definitely around mean reversion. We're going to talk about that a lot, in these sessions. But I want this to be interactive again. So my chat commands are AWOL on me, but I will have like Binks set up in here. So if you want to come in and hang out and just, hit some buttons, we're going to make that interactive, and I think that'll be really fun. And I'll try to get the broadcast going, anytime that something's kind of crazy going on in the markets. But I have a feeling this Bitcoin market, is really going to pick up in the next couple of years. I mean, there's a couple $100 billion, in the market cap right now. But I mean, that's just really just a drop in the bucket. If you're not using Masari.io, it's a really nice little website here. It's also, the basics are also free. And I find that the data is organized in a way that seems like it's a little bit more accurate. But we can see everything's up today. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin for a minute. And again, just jump in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want me to stop. We'll get the giveaway going. Maybe I'll just wait maybe like 5 or 10 minutes after the hour. As long as you guys are hanging in there and I'm not boring you to death. I'll pull up a couple of different indicators on this Bitcoin chart. I'm going to leave my yellow tag up there just to see if we can get some more people in there. But what I didn't realize too a long time ago was how much fun giving away Bitcoin is. I did really well in April. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I was a contrarian. I was in a good position where everybody, thought we were still going into the abyss of Bitcoin. And I was bleeding since November and trying to pick up alts and flip things last March and just got crushed. I mean, it wasn't even funny, but I learned. And if I can share that experience with other people and help them before they go down that road, right, then I'll feel good. That's what this is all about, sharing experiences. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, social currency. Something that no one really talks about, right? 5 years ago, I had no exposure to cryptocurrency whatsoever, other than a few of my friends and family who were involved. I had, a couple friends that were early Bitcoin purchasers, and then GPU mining, right? Today I'm running my own show. I I'm involved in a project with automated Bitcoin trading. You know what I mean? Like, and that's literally happened in 4 years. So you end up in this like hyper acceleration learning, chamber. If you really look, if you want to. But it's tough to just go out on Twitter and kind of figure out who's who, and everybody's anonymous. And if you look at my page, and sometimes I was really grumpy on Twitter because I really wasn't using it for anything. I was just yelling into the void. Like I said, it's what a lot of Facebook and Twitter is these days. This Twitch thing, it's a whole nother world, and I really like interacting with people. So we'll see what we can make out of this. I've also got a whole bunch of other stuff planned, like cams. I've got this beautiful setup in our office, so I'm actually gonna put this huge Bitcoin on an orange wall and put a webcam behind me, some black lights in my office, kind of make some eye candy out of this. I mean, it's gonna be fun. That's what it's all about, having fun, putting the fun back in this thing. It shouldn't be a grind, and just holding Bitcoin's fun. It's definitely its own thing. So our daily candle just flicked over, so that's the 8 o'clock hour. We're gonna do this every Sunday night. I don't even care if football's on or not. So you can see we just had our flip over, and that's our weekly candle. We can kind of zoom out here. Let me get rid of some of this. So we'll go ahead and try to capture what happens on that candle every week. And I've just got this hammer up here, right? Because this was our trend, and this is obviously the weekly. So we can kind of zoom this down a little bit to compress it. But here was our 13K, 14K top, blow off top clear. This kind of started our new trend, right? And we definitely bounced off of our 9100 bottom twice, right? Trended back up, but we're still hitting this trend line. And I don't know if you guys were watching a couple of days ago, but it just would not break 12K. There's several factors for that. Some of that is consolidation. Some of it is just flat out people protecting positions. It is what it is. That's not our job, right? Our job is to protect the trend, and kind of put ourselves, in front. If we're looking to trade short term, that's a little different because you need a trading plan for that. But maybe you're just looking to purchase a little Bitcoin spot and you want to do it at the right time. Well, if you follow Bitcoin long enough, you'll notice, sometimes you get hey Star, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Talk about rock stars. That guy right there. If you want to meet a good guy, just go follow that guy right there. It's that easy. Another person that's motivating me and helping me too. It's nice to get back in the gamer community because I've been absent for a while, and man, it's just people are so awesome in the gamer community. But that's another good point, right? We're playing a game right now where like the loot system is tied to the engine blockchain. I mean, my blockchain, right? I mean, we're actually real life use casing that thing right now. Now, none of us know what we're doing, and we're figuring it out as we go, but that's part of the fun of it, right? We're pioneers, we're entrepreneurs. I like I said, my only regrets in some of this stuff was I didn't get involved in it a long time ago. But there's no time like the present, and you can't control the past, right? But you can control what you do in the future, and you can control what you do with your time. So if we kind of look at this in a daily format, we'll kind of show what these lines are. So you see I have these lines already drawn. I'm going to talk about what the mean of an actual range is. Now these lines are drawn based on, let's go ahead and just get rid of this, the 20K top from back in 2017 like we were talking about. So there's your top. Here's the bottom of that range that I would consider, right? And this is that 5-6K shelf that we rode until November, and then everybody remembers that. But the crypto market was so dead at that time. I mean, honestly, it was more of like just falling into oblivion, I guess. In my opinion, though, that wasn't necessarily a market movement. I think that was capitalization on an oversold market. right? And basically a deflated market with not much resistance to selling. I think that's what created this. Now I've been treating this whole bottom area here as a deviation, and we can talk about what a deviation is as far as statistics and that sort of thing goes. But all that means is a break in price range. So I consider this the current, price range of Bitcoin. I think it always was. I think this was a deviation, or maybe from here down, because it's just sprung back up to a point where now we reverted back to the mean of this range. And what is he talking about? Okay, well, this price range, 19.8 to 5,800, has a midpoint, right? And it just so happens that we are on that midpoint right now. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect. 11.1. I mean, literally bouncing off the midpoint of this bigger range right now. So what does that tell me? Well, it tells me a couple of things, right? One, I think we're back in a sort of bear price zone for Bitcoin. Now, we're going to see a decisive move up or down. Well, no one has a crystal ball, so no one is going to tell you that somebody's not going to dump hundreds of billions of dollars on the market or pull it out, right? There's only a couple of $100 billion in this market, so all of a sudden somebody sells $10 million worth of Bitcoin, it affects the price, right? And I mean, those are just facts. That's where we're going. So, let's talk about that, right? Well, I mean, let's look at some indicators now. I don't again, we talked about naked price action. So we're literally just looking at the price and a trend. So the trend, an overall upward trend, right? So this is an upward trend. No one's going to argue with me that. Now, maybe when we get here, we could say, okay, well, this is ranging. But the trend, in my opinion, if you zoom out, and you're still looking at, say like your monthly, I mean, it's clearly still up, right? So that's an uptrend until it's not. Now we're consolidating under this line, right? Which means we're just kind of bouncing back and forth, and no one's really winning, right? You'll hear the bears and the bulls, which is basically just buying and selling, but no one's really doing anything right now. It's consolidation. It's kind of bouncing back and forth. So what would I expect from that? Well, if we zoom back into the daily and take a look at those ranges, right now, I'd be expecting us to do some further consolidation until, the market decides we're going to make some sort of move here. Now, there are some indicators that can help you figure out short-term and long-term kind of what the price action is going to do. But again, those factors are based on your analysis and your trend analysis, and nothing's ever perfect. So if you're trading, especially with leverage, always make sure you're setting your stops in the right places. You're mitigating risk by only, I don't want to say gambling, but your position is only a certain size of your overall capital. And if you have any questions, about risk or how to set risk or kind of the basics of that sort of thing, just let me know and we can talk about that, or whisper me, DM. Twitters are always open. I plan on helping people that want to help themselves, and I'll let everybody else do whatever they want or think whatever they want. I really don't care. So one of the indicators that I do like to use is a MACD on Bitcoin, and this is a really nice tool available in TradingView. Again, this is a free account, and it's just a favorite that I have saved. These are kind of some of the favorites that I like to use, but this one is by Chris Moody, and he has a bunch of really nice tools available to you for free again, and this is called the MACD Custom Indicator. It also has the histogram along with an alert line here, and it shows you the crossovers from when it actually, from when the trend lines cross over. So those are nice indicators to kind of see, okay, well, here's a crossover here, so maybe that's bearish, right? And it turns out, well, that definitely was. So here's the cross between your signal lines, and we had a nice move down. The histogram shows the weight how much leverage, how much volume was actually sold. So that was a pretty big, sell candle there. Since that July 16, though, volume has kind of decreased. Now, if we go look at BitMEX, which is what I would consider, besides Bitfinex, one of the more popular trading exchanges, it's definitely one of the more popular for leverage, especially for new people. We can kind of look at a daily chart, and this is Crypto Watch. So again, free, available at your disposal, really nice setup. You can also see all of the cryptos on one page, which we'll go look at. If you have any questions about that, let me know. But this also will kind of show the similar histogram on the daily. And you can see we had, this upwards movement kind of marked on the histogram, but it kind of looks like our signal line's looking to make a cross. So, based on that, short term on my daily chart, probably be expecting us to go down and test this again, right? Just because it looks like we made our sell, or I'm sorry, we made our purchases, we got our volume, we kind of bounced off that trend line, it was rejected, now it kind of looks like our signal line wants to go down, right? That's okay. It's natural buying and selling. Every market is supposed to do that, right? You want to be scared of a market when people aren't taking profit. So short term, I'd expect us to test this 11.1, maybe bounce up 11.6. But this trend line is being respected so well right now. Why would I think it wouldn't be? I have no data to associate that. I don't know any rich people in Asia that are about to dump any money on the market right now. Now maybe Dilemma does, right? Maybe he's got some insider information, but I don't. So I base my decisions on what I can actually see, and that's what's in front of me. Now, if I were to look to make a trade out of this, would I go short, bouncing off this, line here? I don't know. That's more for the high risk traders. That's not me. I'm looking to accumulate. I'm looking for low risk. Even when I was day trading way back here, in this range, I barely slept. I was up at 3 or 4 in the morning. It was extremely stressful. It's just not my cup of tea. I like the robot trading that I'm doing now. I don't have to pay attention to it. It allows me to do whatever I want. It's definitely allowing me to do these shows again. And quite frankly, I did well, and I didn't want to give it back. And that's exactly what would have happened right here. So you just see a lot of people got chopped up, is what you'll hear. Right? A lot of volatility in the market. It's really tough to trade stuff like that manually unless you're very short time frames. Meaning somebody's literally putting in a trade, waiting 15, 20 minutes, and then done. So time frames, how you're trading, your styles, those are all specific to traders. And, it takes people a long, long time to develop those kind of styles. So anyone that's trying to rush into something like that, it's probably going to get wrecked. So, if you want to learn the hard way, there's nothing wrong with that, but you might want to start off with, say, a $100 account or a $500 account. So when it gets liquidated, and it will, right, you don't lose your life savings, right? And if I can help somebody not lose their life savings, then I'm going to feel good at the end of the day. And that's just all there is to it, right? It's the kind of risk you're associating with your trading, and if you don't know what that is, you really have no business doing it. Now, if you're just looking to pick up a little Bitcoin, well, that's easy, and it's getting easier every day. That's a kind of a separate topic conversation, but that's the kind of speed that I like talking about right now. Talking about all the cool things like Cash App and how easy it is to buy Bitcoin and send it to people now, and the Engine wallet, and not to mention that, but Bitcoin's got a lot of exposure in the world markets now, and is the Chinese yuan necessarily correlated to Bitcoin on like a one-on-one level? Well, I don't know, but the currency markets are devaluing against the US dollar right now. They all are. There's 100% without a doubt, a quote-unquote currency war going on behind the scenes right now. It's not something that's like televised or like on national TV very much. You'll see them talk about it on CNBC and stuff, but there is a trade war, right? So Trump wants to devalue the US dollar so that imports so that he can stimulate exports and, make imports more expensive. Well, the other powers that be are against that are doing whatever they can to devalue the yuan against USD. So, as far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin's just kind of sitting on the sideline watching that right now. And, other than this price suppression that we've kind of seen recently and this consolidation, whale games, whatever you want to call it, I'd be hard pressed to not say that Bitcoin has a bright future. And that's my honest analyst opinion. Again, that's not financial advice. I don't do that. But I'll be long Bitcoin till I go to the grave. So that's an easy statement for me to make. Any questions about any of the stuff we just covered? Because we'll go zoom in now and kind of look at more short term, just real quick here. And I'm already kind of 10 minutes, 15 minutes in. Got 5 of you. I don't know how many are people in the chat, but we'll see if we can actually get this cloud bot to do a little contest here. I'm not going to go begging for people to give money to either, because I just want to reward the people that come hang out. But like I said, we'll do enough of these and I'll do them consistently on nights where it makes the most sense and I get the most traffic, and I'll get some consistency into it. People come to me. I'm really not worried about it. I know that I'll add value to the space. All right, we will put just 5 minutes on this here real quick. Let's see if it actually works. So yeah, I mean, my Streamlabs is working. It's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, my commands don't work. So yeah, go ahead and hit, well, that command worked. Go ahead and hit the exclamation point raffle in the chat room. Jump in the chat room, yeah, if you're watching right now or you're out on YouTube or whatever. I haven't even looked at the stats. I really don't care. Jump on Twitch. There's no reason not to. It's free to sign up. It's a lot of fun. Be surprised. It's not just video games anymore. I mean, it's really growing and there's all kinds of cool stuff, and it's a good platform, especially if you're even remotely interested in building a brand. Do you have any Bitcoin, Star? Yeah, if you guys are in the chat, just hit exclamation point raffle like you did there. Got to get you guys interactive, so. Got to be in it to win it. It's a raffle. So hit on your chat there. I can extend it too. We don't get anybody jumping in there hitting it. Well, let's see. Actually, I'll look at the UI real quick. Oh, I got people. Man, see, all of a sudden my Twitter's blowing up. That's cool. Even if I'm drumming up interest, that's all that really matters at this point. There we go. Hey, Ray. Good evening, good afternoon, or good day, wherever you are in the world. I probably should be watching the screen anyway, so that I make sure that I don't go over the chat room. So engine's up a little bit. Looks like some of the altcoins are bleeding out just a little bit, but prior to, as of just a few hours ago, we were really down here around this 11.1 range, really testing that range hard. We got this bounce up though, so it's still getting purchased. That line's being respected. So again, if I was trading short term, I would be expecting further consolidation down here. We call it chop solidation, but Dilemma's got all the coins. Yeah, I really do want to get some people touching Bitcoin that have never touched it, because it's it creates bonds. It really does. But you know, it's just fun, and I feel dumb for not doing it a long time ago, quite honestly. Like even some of my friends, um, you know, if you like want to take your if somebody you owe money to somebody, or you know, like somebody buys you a lunch and you want to pay him back, just tell them to get the Cash App and pay him back in Bitcoin. It's gonna come back, Star. You know it will. I really I really like my yeah, I really like my Twitch channel too. Like playing Forgotten Artifacts is a blast. I mean, I'm smiling right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. You know, again, I got to get my cam set up, but for the first time in a long time, I'm having fun and it feels good. And it's going to be projected on, you know, anything that I do right now. Let's zoom in here while we're waiting on that. Again, if you're on YouTube, or well, everybody's on Twitch, so get in here and get in there and hit that chat room. Raffle. Exclamation point raffle. If you're watching right now, exclamation point raffle. Raffle, raffle, raffle. Get that Bitcoin. All you need is a wallet. You can DM it to me or whisper it, whatever's easy. Follow me on Twitter. My DMs are open. If you don't know what a wallet is, or you need some help with that, I can definitely help. Good. Thank you, Infominer. I'm watching you on Twitter. I'm glad that the feed's working on Twitter. Doing the restream, it's just making my life easy. And, you know, I'm streaming to 6 different sources right now. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. It's glorious, you know. And again, I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm yelling into the void anymore. I'm literally just putting myself out there, and somebody wants to come and hang out, great. If they don't, well, it's fine with me too. Yeah. I think we should automatically give it to Ray. Ray, are you a Bitcoin holder already? I'm just curious. I don't want to give Star any Bitcoin. He's got all the coins. He's got all the loots on Forgotten Artifacts. He doesn't need any Bitcoin. He's just gonna sell all his Forgotten Artifacts, retire. So this is the line I'm watching. The level is 12,320. That's where we had that pretty severe drop off. So if I was trading more on a breakout, that would be more like a swing trade. I'd be watching that level right there. You know, if we break that level, you know, then I would see continuation on. What we normally do though is games, right? So the powers that be know that people like me are looking at that. So as soon as we break out here, you usually see a big sell-off, and then it bounces and then kind of goes off. That's normally what happens. Dilemma can probably speak for that too. And that's just people hunting stops, and you know, the game within the game has nothing to do with the price of Bitcoin. That's literally just people stealing positions and you know, whale games, right? People with a lot of leverage. But remember, you are not a Bitcoin holder. Well, let's make him one. I think he should just win by default, unless Star's worried about it, which I know he's not. Let's see what happens. Oh, he won anyway. Ha ha ha! Congratulations. Woohoo! If I could do some like clapping and like some cool stuff in my user interface, I would do it for you right now. Oh, whatever. Ray, do you have a wallet? Congratulations, by the way, and thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate it. I mean, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I got a soundboard. Like, I mean, literally, I was like pulling up stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna pull that out on you guys tonight, but I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. We gotta do some like Arnold Schwarzenegger and what else did I? Oh yeah, like Jim Cramer's show. Why not? I mean, I'm gonna have some fun. That's what it's all about. All right, Ray. Um, let me know if you have a wallet. If not, I'll help you get one set up. And I'll do, yeah, yeah. I'll do streams on how to set up basics of wallets. The easiest one, if you have a smartphone. Okay, cool. Oh, you do have a wallet then. Oh, that makes my life easy. But I want to, I'm going to challenge like anyone that is scared of cryptocurrency or the wallets or whatever. Because I know I can conquer those fears. Did you whisper it to me on Twitch or on Twitter or what? Just want to make sure I get it before I start ranting and miss you. Because I didn't get a whisper yet. Yeah, it might have something to do with my chat too. Let's see if I can whisper you. This account is no longer active. Well, follow me on Twitter, Ray, if you're still listening, and just DM it to me on Twitter. I'm not gonna let you go without getting that Bitcoin to you though. Twitch? Yeah, I don't know what, man. It's just, I don't know if it's my chat or just got some kind of conflict or what, but it's definitely not working right. We'll get that stuff sorted out. That's why I want to do these two though. There, I got it. That works. And are you on Twitter, Ray? Do you want me to like do a shout out? If you have a Twitter address, give me your Twitter handle. If not, doesn't matter. Anybody who retweets any of my contests or anything like that, I'm automatically gonna give them some love in a tweet, and we'll do some things on Twitter too, just for exposure there. And thank you guys all for joining. You don't have to stick around, but I'm just gonna do just a couple more minutes here. I am actually curious what the 4-hour and zoomed in looks like. And thank you everyone for joining, and thank you so much for the support. It's been overwhelming. Like I said, I'm having so much fun right now. I'm tickled. So I can give a little back, get more interactive, get outside my comfort zone, start actually helping people instead of just listening to all the bullshit on Twitter. This is right up my alley. So you can see when we zoom in on the 4-hour, this is the actual price action, pretty much respecting this 11.6 range. Now that is the midpoint between our 12.2 and then the 11.1, larger range mean. Any questions about that? Let me know. But clearly, the price action tested our 11.1 mean again, and it was purchased, and that's looking like more of a short-term trend up. Definitely looks like on the short term, right? So this would be in the next 4 hours or so to the next 4 to 8 hours. I would expect to move up, right? I'd expect a signal cross here. It looks like we've done quite a bit of selling. It looks like our histogram, is going to move more back on that way on a short-term trade. So while we look at this and say, well, that doesn't look great, right? It kind of looks like it's the opposite. So the daily looks almost like we're looking more on a downward slope, but we zoom in and the 4-hour actually looks like we might be looking at a little move up. So what does that tell me? Well, that tells me, if I was looking to take a concrete position one way or the other, me personally, this would be a no trade zone for me. Right now I have conflicting charts on a zoom in on a 4 hour versus, maybe a possible trend on a larger time frame. So right now the monthly looks really bullish to me. The daily looks like questionable, and this 4 hour looks kind of like just consolidation underneath this range. So if I were to draw lines, this is several days out, right? This could continue down this path for a long time. If it does and does not break out or break down, that would be very bullish for altcoins, right? Because that's what they want. They want consistent priced Bitcoin, and that kind of opens up the altcoin market. People get a little bit more interested in altcoins, have a little bit more appetite for that. And then I think some of the automated trading, the robots and stuff that have mean reversion kind of built into them. Well, everybody knows the altcoin market is absolutely crushed right now. There's everything that is older than a couple of years old is down, 80 to 90%. Some of them even more than that. Now, I hear people saying, well, they're super cheap and we should jump in. Well, there's no such thing as cheap when you're talking about altcoins. As soon as you think you're buying something cheap, it's going to stab you in the back. So, that's that's like my official recommendation on altcoins. Like, just be careful. But if you ever want to look at some altcoins, you want me to kind of price things out, look at USD pairs, the Bitcoin pairs, I'm happy to do that on a show too. I've traded all kinds of altcoins. I did really well on BNB this year. That's definitely, one that I track all the time. It's trading at 30 bucks right now. In March, we were buying those for like $4 or $5 a coin. So you can see where there's money to be made in these markets, but timing, timing is everything, and especially when you're dealing with altcoins, very short windows. You hear people talking about alt season. Well, I'm so sick of that term. I just want to punch kittens when I hear it. It's just, it could be a fallacy, right? There's no guarantee there ever is anything like that again. And I'll tell you right now, if this market is actually quote unquote maturing, big investors, people that are moving large amounts of money, they're not going to be interested in altcoins. It's just a fact. So I'd argue that, maybe like a chain link or something that corporations may be getting involved in. Okay. But remember, back in March, everybody thought that the Disney coin Dragon chain was going to be the next greatest thing too. And what did it do? Well, it's down like 98%. So throwing name associations around doesn't necessarily sell me on anything either. So just be careful. That's all I say. And buying an altcoin and holding it is a lot different than buying Bitcoin and holding it, in my opinion. But like I said, a lot of them are bottomed out too. We can go look at any of those. If there's anything you guys want to look at specifically before we sign off here, I'm just going to keep the show open just for just another minute or two. But is there anything you guys want to look at specifically? Any questions you have about any of the stuff we did talk about? Anything that I didn't cover that you would like me to cover? We can go zoom in a little further and look at what a 1 hour chart looks like. Another, that's pretty classic, right? Mean reversion. Literally just, it's almost like a computer is trading it, and that's probably what's happening right now. When you see the lower volume, other than this sell spike here, when you see the lower volume, it's usually the robots taking over. None of the exchanges in cryptocurrency right now communicate, so there is no layers in between them executing sales to regulate prices. It's literally robots that communicate and regulate prices between the exchanges right now. Robotic arbitrage. So mean reversion is very basic in a mathematical formula for a robot, right? It's the most basic mathematical formula there is. It's the average of 2 points. That's what mean reversion is. It basically says if you have two prices like this one and this one, the prices always gonna want to go back to the mean, right? That's just natural mathematics. I'm not gonna go look at any of those altcoins unless anyone has any specifics that they wanted to look at. And I know that we've already Gone over 30 minutes. My future updates, anytime there's market movement, I'll just do like a quick 5-minute one. We won't, I'm not going to worry about trying to get lots of live feed on like that. But what I am going to do is just when I'm not gaming, I'll just kind of let the feed run. And feel free to just stop by or get your Binks points or whatever. Throw something in the chat. And if you have a question, throw it in there because I'll be watching the feed all the time. And as long as I'm not, in the middle of something, I'll jump in and we can look at something together. Ask questions. Give me feedback, comments, questions, concerns. Your chart sucks. You don't know what you're talking about. Crypto Twitter is not fake. Whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what I'm here to do. And share the stuff that I've learned. There was some news in China. They did, the Fed of China basically released their own currency. So China is ahead of the United States now and has a quote-unquote Fed coin. So they're looking to get into the payment structure with a crypto. The rest of the world is going to follow suit. We're going to end up in this really weird area where like all of these monetizations are happening behind the scenes of global currencies, and I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, I'll be watching. It's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate that, Dilemma. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And this is just getting started. Like I said, man, I've got soundboards. I'm going to be using like all kinds of, I'm going to go Jim Cramer on this thing, man. So, why not, right? Nobody's doing anything silly like that. I might as well. Also, Bagsy is doing a TV Twitch on that. I got to give him a shout out because I jumped on his show a couple of times already, and it's really good. And they have fun, and he's got his crowd and his crew. And I'm gonna make my own one here. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're gonna continue to watch the Chinese yuan. We're gonna continue to watch the bond market. We're gonna continue to watch the U.S. markets. Europe's just as crazy right now, but it's all gonna be correlated. These are all gonna be involved in world markets, in my opinion. So anybody without a basic understanding, or at least some knowledge of that, I think is gonna be in for a rude awakening. As always, thank you for joining me. I'm really excited about this Twitch because it really is more social than just responding to a tweet or, looking at something on Facebook, or how that goes, right? I almost feel like I've graduated, into this. So really looking forward to it. Thank you again, Ray. Congratulations. I'll get that $8 in Bitcoin over to you right away. Dilemma, you're a rock star. Thank you so much. CZ, I don't know the nickname or who I should be saying there, but I thank you again. Big heart back to you. Get in my chat. See what kind of emoticons I got here too. Oh, I got Southern Stars actually. I kind of like that one. There actually are some pretty cool emotes on here too. And as I unlock features of Twitch and Streamlabs, I'm going to get more emotes and stuff in here too. We'll get some like crypto. What do you like to be called? Do you have a nickname? Thank you, Ray. We'll get that over to you right away. If you want me to do a shout out on Twitter, send me your Twitter handle. CZB? Okay. CZB it is. CZB like Binance. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I'll be on in a couple, probably about an hour or so, playing some Forgotten Artifacts. Engine TG group on Telegram. I think so. Man, I'm in so many groups now though. Like, that's why I'm going to start doing this broadcast, quite honestly. Like, I can't keep up with it anymore, and I've got projects, and I'm in a lot of Discord groups, and it gets a little overwhelming. So I am in the Engine Telegram group, I think, but I'm not really, paying attention to it or anything. I plan on learning a lot more about Engine though, because obviously I think it's got a huge future with gaming and blockchain loot. This is, literally just the beginning. We're in the prehistoric kind of, era of gaming with blockchain loot, and I think it's also going to really produce a serious problem from some corporations right now that are, they just let's be honest, they're just producing Other than Fortnite, like nothing original has come out in a long time. Literally just remakes and remakes and remakes. Same code and same stuff. So. Oh, heck yeah. No, I'm not, but please send me the info. I'm definitely all about getting in there, man. Blockchain gaming adoption. Yes. Instead of just people complaining about stuff on Twitter, like actually handing people cryptocurrency, actually showing people how to use an engine wallet, showing them blockchain loot, showing them me playing the game and getting items out of it and what it looks like in my engine wallet and what I'm doing with the tokens. I can't wait to make some videos on that. As soon as I make affiliate on Twitch too, I'll be able to upload videos. So I'm just going to use kind of Twitch as my medium, but um, yeah, I would definitely. Is it just engine? I mean, just engine on Telegram? I'll jump in right now, actually. Because I definitely want to support, anything like that, and especially people that support me. Just gonna jump in there right now. Cool. Heck yeah. Is it just the engine one? I mean, that's like 17,000 members in there. I'm scared to jump in. But that'd be a good place to, put my link in there, I guess. Guess I wasn't in there. I am now. Good, then you'll be my multiverse hookup because Star and I have a lot of questions about how things are going to work with the multiverse. And like, do you think it's going to be more like we'll set up more of like an auction house where basically everything? Heck yeah. That's how it should be, right? We were kind of talking about that, like, well, what's that going to look like? Is it going to be like like a World of Warcraft auction house with all of the games on the multiverse where you come into one kind of central place and everything's like out there for people to do? Yeah, like a marketplace. Or are they going to be segmented by games, or how does that work? Just briefly. Maybe we can do a show on that actually. If you want to jump on like a Discord with me, or have somebody jump on Discord with me, and we'll broadcast it. Gotcha. Do you know when that's supposed to be released, or do they have like a beta plan? I mean, that's exciting. That's what this stuff's all about too, you know? Getting your hands dirty, getting in there and using that crypto. Gotcha. And it'll just launch you right to the marketplace. That's gonna be awesome. Wow. That'll be cool. I know I've seen lots of like trading things pop up already where people are trading loot cards and stuff like that, which is cool too. Or selling them or whatever. Well, that's what it's all about, right? And that's up to us to make this stuff a little more user friendly too. Yeah, I think I'm in one of those. Actually wanted to buy something for Forgotten Artifacts and I never did. Cool. That's gonna be cool. Oh, the nerds are rising up, man. We're gonna take over. I mean, it's inevitable. Like they just can't stop us. I mean, we're everywhere. Look at Twitch. It's not hard. Taking over. It's awesome. It's awesome. Like I said, man, I've been away from the gaming community. I got burned out on video games, quite honestly. Played World of Warcraft forever, and I mean, I'm an Atari guy. I'm old, so um, I grew up with video games, but the Nintendo era was just different, and we've corporatized video games just like we've done everything else to the point where it's just so watered down, and basically everything's release dates and cutting costs, and it's corporatism. It's not about producing great games with great titles and stories anymore. It's just microtransactions and making those dollars, right? That's not how they used to be, and you look at a game like Forgotten Artifacts and Cliff Colley, doing it on his own, investing his own money in it. I will do whatever I can to make that game successful. You know what I mean? Like, I am passionate about independent games like that. Yes, sir. And he gets to make his own payment systems, which has been a learning curve for him too. He's had to work through some issues and stuff, but man, being a part of that and being on the ground floor, like, how can that hurt you? I mean, it really can't hurt you in any way, even if you're just learning. Yes. Good, healthy economy. Exactly. Which will stimulate a lot of things too, right? It'll stimulate popularity. People will start to get burned out on the Fortnite, and all of a sudden they'll be coming over to games like that. Like, wait, you mean I can get paid to play video games? I get paid for my attention? I can make a brand for myself and actually get, paid for this? Like, yes, you can. It's called sovereignty. Absolutely. Don't need banks and middlemen, and again, I'm not anti-bank. I'm not gonna say long Bitcoin, short the bankers or anything like that. There's a lot of good people that work at banks that have honest livings and work there 40 hours a week and just looking forward to retirement. But there's also a lot of things that have happened in the corporate world, especially in the last 20 minutes, that have created a very top-heavy environment. It's true. Yeah, absolutely right. Nothing. Yeah, no one offers more. Engine is definitely going to be the cornerstone of the gaming, community, especially early on in the cryptocurrency space. I think I can just kind of feel it happening, and like just these couple of titles that have started to come out and a lot of buzz around them already. I can definitely see that panning out. It's going to be a lot more people like me that come out of the woodwork all of a sudden too, I think. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of money in corporations. They have a lot of money to spend to keep their stock prices up. They've been stashing cash for the last decade or more. So nothing will change right away. But I think the top-heavy environment of a lot of corporations are going to render them the way of the dinosaur very, in the next 10 years or so. Because they just haven't adapted. And, okay, I'll definitely do that. Is that 9LA? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I jumped on Twitch too, and now all of a sudden I'm on, Binks, and I'm Referium, and I'm doing the, what's the other one? I'm drawing a blank, but that's just cool. I mean, like, referral stuff. I mean, that's just awesome. Yeah, you're right. The community is key. But that's another thing that, is pretty impressive, I think, about cryptocurrency. How we band together, how I met you, you guys just doing this, right? How I've met the people that, I worked with early on when I had no idea what I was doing in crypto, and we're still all together. And we've never even met each other, and we're all over the world, but that's how it happens. You create these social networks, and social media helps you kind of find some people or communicate with them sometimes, but doing this kind of stuff is what really connects people. Yeah. And it really does. I mean, you know, the just like the robot trading project that we're in for, you know, for example, I'm the only person from the United States on the compound bot. The other guy, two other guys are from England, or Europe, and one of the guys is from Poland. And you know, we had never met each other, and bang, you know, all of a sudden now we're in this project and it's successful and trading well. And if you guys have any questions about that, you know, wanna pursue maybe some kind of compound bot or get into robot trading or have more information about any of that, let me know too, because it's been a lot of fun. We don't do any kind of like high leverage or high risk stuff. The compound bot is basically just designed to make small little positions over time, almost like a savings account. So it's like kind of giving you your 5-10% returns is kind of what it's shooting for per month. Probably a good stopping point. We're already on 50 minutes. So again, look for my updates. You know, I appreciate the follow. Word of mouth is still one of the best advertising on the planet, if not the best. So, you know, tell people you bumped into me. Hey, I ran into this crazy analyst guy, and he's doing these shows and playing video games and giving Bitcoin away. I'm into drag racing on the racing scene too. I like race cars and stuff like that. So I've never really shared any of that because I've always been worried that, you know, I don't know, people will take it the wrong way, but I'm not anymore. I'm just gonna put myself out there and what I'm interested in and share it with people and have fun with it. That's what it's all about. And the only thing I had that I didn't cover was this, which might be interesting to you, Dilemma. It's called the cryptometer. And you can get a lot of really good BitMEX data out of it. If anybody wants me to talk about that, let me know. But what I'm looking at here is basically just the longs and the shorts, and it has some really good price action tactic information on it. 1 minute trades, 5 minute trades, 15-minute trades, 30-minute trades, 1 hour trades. You can kind of watch what's happening in real time out on BitMEX. I'll put that in the chat room. Again, though, thank you very much for joining. I'll go ahead and end the stream now. I'll be on in a little while playing some video games. If you want to come hang out, I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. On Twitter, on DMs will always be open. Twitch, I'll have the feed going as much as I possibly can. Shoot me a whisper. Shoot me a message. Hey, hey Biff, you mind going charting XYZ? Okay, no problem. I want to do like analysis on demand, right? Nobody's doing that. The guys are doing shows on Twitch already, and there's some really good traders already on here. If you haven't checked them out, ask me. I'll tell you which ones they are. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. CZB, take care. I'll look for you in the future as well, and I'll make sure I think I already friended you if I didn't, but throw one right now. And wherever you guys are in the world, I hope you have a great day or a great afternoon or a great evening. Take care. I look forward to talking to you soon. And this party's just getting started. So I appreciate your support, helping me build this channel. And I really, really look forward to not only grinding, the follower count and the channel out, but growing with it, growing with the communities and getting people more involved and less scared of cryptocurrency. I am so tired of being asked if, crypto is like, if Bitcoin is legal or, being treated like a terrorist. It just shouldn't be like that, right? I mean, it's pretty, the misconceptions and disparities between people who have never had, or never touched it versus the people who have been in it for a long time now. There's a huge gap there. I think I can bridge that gap. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Have a great evening. And I'll turn up the music here just a little bit and throw my tags on. Thank you guys. Take care.